Hi everybody, it's Miss Diane. I'm here to read you a story, and then after the story, make sure you stick around and listen. I'm going to show you a cool craft to go along with that story. And the book today is called Hugappotamus, because everybody needs a hug once in a while. Albert was his parents' pride and joy. When he smiled for the first time, his mother jumped up and looked down with delight. "Look at our baby," she cried out. "Isn't he wonderful?" Whether Albert was taking his first steps, or learning his ABCs, or even when he was doing nothing at all, they couldn't help but hug their one and only hippo. "Why do you hug me all the time?" Albert asked.
"Because we love you so much,"
his father replied. "You're our little Hugappotamus," his mom added. Albert smiled. "A hug shows that you care about someone," he thought as he went outside to play. Waddling through the dense jungle, Albert spotted Benny. He quietly tiptoed up behind his friend and gave him a super strong hippo hug. "Ow!" Benny roared. "What are you doing?" Hugging you," Albert replied. "Don't you like hugs?" "Not when they're so strong. I'm playing hide and seek and you gave away my hiding place." "I'm sorry," Albert said. "Can I play with you?" "No," Benny said as he slid back into the bushes. Albert spotted Jasmine jumping rope by a waterfall. He ran up and gave her a squeeze. "Ow!" Jasmine said. "What are you doing?" "Hugging you," replied Albert. "Don't you like hugs?" "Not now," Jasmine said. "I wasn't ready. Just look at me." "I'm sorry," Albert said. "Can I play with you?" "No," said Jasmine as she untangled herself. Albert plodded over to the savannah. Badge was just about to score a goal. "I love you, little monkey," Albert shouted. "Ah!" Badge exclaimed. "What are you doing?" "Hugging you. Don't you like hugs?" "You made me miss my shot," Badge yelled. "You're just too rough." "I'm sorry," Albert said. "Can I play with you?" "No," said Badge as he dashed after the ball. Albert slumped down in the shade of a babo tree. "I was only trying to show my friends how much I care about them. Now nobody wants to play with me." Albert watched as Benny, Jasmine, and Badge began a game of freeze tag. "I wish I could play too, but nobody wants a clumsy hippo on their game." Then Albert looked up and saw that Benny had been tagged, and he was frozen in place. "Benny needs my help," Albert said. He barreled toward his friend, rushing faster and faster. "I'm coming!" Albert ran so hard that the earth trembled. He ran so hard the tree shook. He ran so hard that his friends stopped playing. "Uh-oh," Benny thought. "Not again." But Albert remembered what his friend said about hugs. His hugs. "Too strong." "Not now." "Too rough." He slowed down and skidded to a stop just before he reached Benny. "Can I play with you?" Albert asked in a calm voice. "I won't hug you unless you want me to, and I promise not to be so rough." "Sure," Benny said, letting out a deep sigh. "You're it." When the game ended, Benny, Jasmine, and Badge huddled together. "What's the matter?" Albert asked. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," Jasmine said. "We're proud of you. Now we want to give you a hug. Is that okay?" Albert nodded and smiled shyly as they wrapped their arms around him. Not too strong, not too rough. The perfect hug for a Hugappotamus. The end. Thanks for listening, preschool. I hope you liked this story. I liked it because just like we practice in school and Albert learned through our book, hugs, we must always ask before we hug someone. Never surprise someone, never hug too tight. But you need to ask for a hug first. And remember, hugs are there to make people feel better, never to hurt someone. So make sure they're gentle. Now, I did tell you there'd be a craft idea for you to make as well. So it's called Send a Hug. And all you have to do is trace on a piece of paper both hands and then cut them out, just like I did here. One hand, two hands. Then if you glue them to a strip of paper in between, you can have, it says here, a hug from Miss Diane. And what you can do is you can carefully fold this up and put it in an envelope and mail it to someone that you wish you could be hugging right now. Maybe a teacher, maybe your grandma or grandpa or aunt or uncle or cousin or friend or anyone that you miss and you want to send a hug to. So for today, there's a hug from Miss Diane. I love and miss you all. Bye-bye.